Hey guys, thanks for checking out the podcast. Before we get started, I want to remind you about the very cool bucket list trip I am doing in 2026, the Smitty Learns Irish podcast, where I'm going to do my bucket list, hike Ireland for a year, learn about Irish history, town by town, through the mouths of the pub owners and regulars. Because what's a better way to learn about something you love than to experience it yourself? Patreon.com/we3smiths, only $3 a month, and thanks for checking it out. Grandma was one of my biggest cheerleaders, and I might cry talking about this. I'm not trying to get all sappy. I was like, do I really want to talk about my last grandparent dying on the podcast? Yeah, I mean, I talk about everything on this thing, and I think that's a big milestone for people when you lose your last grandparent, which she was what, 92, I want to say. And she was my biggest cheerleader, and I never produced the grandchildren that she wanted me to, but I saw her in the hospital. This is actually a kind of funny story. I saw her in the hospital about a month or so ago when we all knew she was going. She 92, I think, and it was just one of those things where you just, you're worn out pretty much. 92 years of living, and she was a super cool, awesome lady. And I saw her at the hospital right afterwards, and we all thought she was, I think what was described to me at the time was she's not going to make it out of this weekend, or I'm trying to remember what the exact terms were. If she doesn't, she'll go home after this weekend if she makes it out of this weekend. I think that was what it was. So I made a point to go to the hospital. They were only taking very few visitors, and I was lucky enough to be able to go see her. And then she just passed away just a few days ago. And we were talking about the grandchildren thing. She's like, is there ever a chance that you're going to settle down and have kids, or alluding to that, and it's something we've always talked about. I would get mad at we would always have family brunch, or we would always bring like a potluck dish to pass and have really fun brunches on Sundays. And my mom, not so much, but my aunt for sure. And in a jabbing, like fun, joking manner, it just bugged me about, when am I going to have kids and this and that? And yeah, it's fun joking, but at a point, when you're right there in that moment, you're just like, it's irritating. You're like, oh my God, would you shut up? When she was asking me at the hospital. And again, she's 92. And my whole Irish trip in 2026, where I'm going to be there for a year. I have this whole thing where I'm just buckling down. I'm trying to make this podcast succeed. I'm trying to do this Irish thing. And after that, I'm kind of open to allowing the family thing, however it happens. I'm opening myself to those possibilities. It'd be nice to kind of just to just settle down at that point. So when my grandma asked me that, she I think there's ever a chance. And I just was like, looking at my watch. I'm like, how old are you? And I was like, oh man, that's a dick thing to say. But I'm actually, I was thinking about it more, and I was like, she appreciates that shit. That lady was so goddamn fun and funny. And I'm pretty sure I got my sense of humor from her. Although my point that I was just about to make was that my grandfather, I share a lot of humor with as well. The ability, or it's not necessarily an ability, it could actually very well be a disability, just making fucking stupid jokes like that in the worst possible time. My grandpa made that shit awkward all the time. Doesn't mean he wasn't a fucking awesome badass, but yes, so she appreciated that, and it was nice to get to see her. I mean, I really realized it later in life too when she got on Facebook. I made a big deal about it on the radio show while it was happening, because she was sending me fucking at 85 however old, sending me Facebook friend requests. I'm like, fuck man, because honestly my grandmother was the only person ever. Now there is nobody in this world, except for probably my nieces and nephews, that I won't say fuck around. I actually try to not say fuck around my nieces and nephews, believe it or not. But I would never, as a matter of fact, anytime people would tell me, how in the fucking world do you not say fuck on the radio? And I'd just be like, I don't know, man. I liken it to, do you say fuck in front of your grandmother? Because I don't think I have ever, certainly willingly, ever said fuck in front of my grandmother. I was had my cousin Morgan, some family gathering once, and he was talking about that very thing. He's like, I'll say fucking in front of grandma. One eye grandma, fucking A, or something like that. I was just like, oh, how dare you? Oh man. But yeah, you get to the age that I'm at now, which is fuck, it's middle age, 46. Is that how old I am? What's the year? Okay, yeah, almost 47. I'll be 47 later this year. You just get to the age, you lose the last grandparent, and just all of those things just start adding up. And you're just like, God. You get to that age where you're just like, your best friends, your family's members. I just had a really huge lifelong friend whose father had just passed away. When I say lifelong, from the age of birth, whole life, who I just happened to be talking with, saying, God damn, man, like we're family for years, You get to the age where just it seems like, oh God, people start dropping like flies. And then everybody goes through it, everybody does it, but when it happens to you, it's just, you get older and you're just like, oh, what's the next one going to be? What's the next one going to be? And then I think I'm like, in my constant struggle or quest to figure myself out, and I'm like, is this wanderlust simply me just wanting to be away from everybody as they all die? And I don't mean to make it sound crass, but these are the things that go through my head. But it's just, you get to that age. Maybe that's the fucking midlife. Is it the midlife crisis? Is that the wanderlust thing? Because that just has gotten insane more and more and more. I don't know. I know what I need to do. I know what I love to do, and I know that the grandmother was one of the biggest cheerleaders in the world. So Gretchen, we'll miss you, and thank you so much. Thank you, Grandma. I appreciate you. What the hell? Everything.